The Crusades were a series of religious wars between Christians and Muslims, primarily to secure control of holy sites. Students will explore the historical context, answer questions, and engage in spelling assessments. Additionally, they will present historical fiction stories, offering peer feedback on narrative elements. In this lesson, students will engage in a spelling assessment and explore vocabulary related to the Crusades. The reading session includes a review of empires in the Middle Ages and a whole group read aloud. Writing activities involve reviewing notes with teacher feedback and sharing with partners, enhancing understanding of historical fiction elements. In preparation for writing, ensure feedback on historical fiction stories is provided. Strategically plan partner sharing and create a modified activity page 23.2 with reader page numbers. Offer sentence stems for feedback, like, when you wrote shiwat ao, it made me think sh. Key vocabulary includes rousing, jockeying, and chivalry, among others. Students will now focus on spelling assessment. Turn to activity page 23.1. I'll read each word, use it in a sentence, and repeat it. For example, collapse. Empires often collapsed when they became too large to govern. Pronounce each word quietly, spelling it syllable by syllable. This practice enhances spelling accuracy and comprehension. After reviewing the vocabulary list, collect all spelling assessments for grading. Utilize the spelling analysis chart to identify and analyze students' errors effectively. This approach aids in understanding common mistakes and tailoring future lessons to address these areas, enhancing overall spelling proficiency. Analyze spelling errors using the spelling analysis chart. Focus on words like collapse, diverse, and hyena. Identify patterns in errors, such as vowel confusion or issues with multisyllable words. This helps tailor instruction to address specific student needs, enhancing their spelling proficiency. Analyzing spelling errors can reveal patterns, such as consistent mistakes with specific vowels or word endings. For instance, students may struggle with multisyllabic words compared to single-syllable ones. Utilizing a pronunciation syllabication chart helps identify these issues, aiding in targeted instruction to improve spelling proficiency. The Crusades were a series of religious wars initiated by European Christians to reclaim Jerusalem from Islamic control. Jerusalem, a city sacred to Jews, Muslims, and Christians, was a focal point of these conflicts. Understanding the historical context of the Islamic classical age and the significance of Jerusalem is crucial for comprehending the motivations behind these invasions. The Crusades were launched by Christians to reclaim Jerusalem, a city of immense religious significance. The vocabulary terms like rousing and chivalry highlight the fervor and code of honor driving these campaigns. Understanding these terms helps grasp the motivations and dynamics of the Crusades, as well as the Muslim responses to these invasions. The First Crusade was sparked by Pope Urban II's speech in 1095, dissatisfaction with Muslim control of Jerusalem, and restricted Christian access to the city. Jerusalem's significance stems from its religious importance to Muslims, Christians, and Jews. For Muslims, it's the site of Muhammad's night journey, marking it as a sacred place. The First Crusade caught the Muslims off guard due to the Islamic Empire's vastness and wealth, making an attack from Europe unexpected. Similarly, the Byzantine Empire once underestimated the Islamic Empire's power. Both the Islamic and Roman empires faced internal strife and governance challenges due to their immense size, leading to difficulties in maintaining control. The First Crusade was a success for Europeans, capturing Jerusalem swiftly. However, the Second Crusade ended in humiliation, highlighting the challenges of governing a vast empire. Different regions operated independently, often clashing, reflecting the difficulties of maintaining control over expansive territories. The Second Crusade was sparked by the Muslim capture of Edessa. Unlike the First Crusade, where European Christians captured Jerusalem, the Second Crusade ended in failure for the Europeans. This raises questions about the First Crusade's success, particularly regarding the European soldiers' conduct in Jerusalem. The Mamluks were an elite group of soldiers serving the Caliph, eventually rising to power in parts of the Islamic world. Starting at age 13, they underwent rigorous training in archery, sword fighting, and horsemanship, honing their skills to become formidable warriors. Richard the Lionheart ruled England, a country in Europe. This is evident as the Crusades were initiated by European powers, with Richard leading an army. His leadership during the Crusades highlights the significant role England played in these historical events. Saladin might have allowed Jerusalem to remain under Christian control due to internal conflicts within the Islamic Empire. He was preoccupied with consolidating power over fractured territories. Historical fiction, like the story of Saladin and Richard the Lionheart, uses real historical figures, but their exact words and thoughts are fictional, as these details are often unknown. Reynald de Chatillon violated the treaty with Saladin by attacking Muslim caravans. This aggressive act disrupted the fragile peace and escalated tensions, contributing to the ongoing conflict during the Crusades. Such actions exemplified the challenges of maintaining alliances and trust during this tumultuous period. King Richard deemed Reynald de Chatillon untrustworthy for breaking a treaty with Saladin and mistreating the Patriarch of Antioch. He also distrusted King Philip of France and Archduke Leopold of Austria for deserting him during challenging battles. Chivalry required knights to respect their enemies. Saladin exemplified this by sending snow and fruit to Richard, demonstrating respect. In contrast, Reynald de Chatillon violated chivalric codes by betraying a treaty and mistreating the Patriarch of Antioch, highlighting a stark difference in adherence to chivalric principles. Richard and Saladin's agreement allowed Muslims to retain control over Jerusalem while ensuring Christians could visit the city. This compromise highlighted the complex dynamics of the Crusades, balancing religious tensions with diplomatic negotiations. The First Crusade's Christian army brutally killed many Jerusalem inhabitants. The Seljuks' refusal to allow Christian pilgrims access to Jerusalem was a catalyst for the Crusades. The Christian crusaders were seen as the Sultan's enemies. The fall of Edessa to Muslim forces triggered the Second Crusade. During the partner share, each student reads their story for 5 minutes, followed by 5 minutes of feedback from their partner. Feedback should be both complimentary and critical. Encourage students to use sentence stems like, "When you wrote Hanurorikau, it made me think by Yuri Miwaig," to facilitate constructive feedback.